Boom, boom. This is Ken Rafferty. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a bit of Bleach Immortal solved today. I got a few things to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, basically, the character challenge event has ended, of course, so just make sure you get in here to the limit time and exchange, get what you want to get. I just went ahead and snatched up a bunch of the Omni Shards. I need 216 Omni Shards to take my Dangai Ichigo up to a 6-star, so I'm almost there. I should be there in a couple of weeks. 2 or 3 weeks, as long as we have some events that throw out some Omni Shards. I should be able to get up there, take him up to 6. That'll help me. As you know, I'm having a little stuck problem with the with one of the stages within the current story mode. So this will, it'll make me much stronger. I've also got another couple things. Obviously, the fact is that it's Iroquois. It's his non-Arankar UR version. He has 2 URs, in case you were wondering about Iroquois. He has this UR version, which is his Espada version, where he's already done the change. And then there's this UR. This is what you're facing inside of this event. The problem is he's healing himself for nearly a quarter. It looks more like the 35-40% of his health every single time, and he's raging every single time. So he rages, heals himself. Okay, so basically, you have to not only, basically it got to the point where, he slowly whittles you down. I mean, I'm serious. The match lasted almost to like the maximum amount of time, because he's not doing a whole lot of damage, but he keeps healing himself so much that I can't get over the hump. So basically, you're going to have to figure out a way. So there's 2 ways that you do it. You can use Zommari, which does heal block. He prevents a character from healing itself. So this is something you can try. And then there's others. Another thing I can try is Aizen. I was already going to bring him up. This is just the version you get from the guy. He does a stun. So I'm going to stick Zommari in, see if he helps. If not, I'll stick his. They're both 4 stars, so it's not like I'm going to lose anything. It's just the time of building them up. They don't give you a whole lot of mats. So I just have to work on building them up. So that's what we're doing. So that's the stage I'm stuck at. I've been talking to a lot of people. They said it's a ridiculously hard stage. Once you get past it, it's actually quite easy, the rest of the story mode. So they've obviously just miskitted, with only that they don't have a lot of people working on the game. So these little minor nuances are passing through. It shows. I mean, they're just, they need to redynamic. They reanalyze each levels and stuff, and they haven't done that. So this has gotten to the point where they didn't really take into account that this might cause a problem, where they have a character healing himself for so much that you can't get past him. The character heals himself in real, this version of you, and he's not a bad character, but he does not, in no way, shape, or form, does he heal himself that much. They've completely analyzed his skill level in that particular story mode version, and it's just making it difficult for a lot of people to pass it. So you basically need to stun him, freeze him, stun him, put him to sleep, silencing, whatever you want. Just make sure you got to stop him from. You just stop him. You got to, So Zommari will heal block, so Zommari will prevent him from healing himself, and Aizen will stun him. So I'll put 1 in and try that. If Zommari doesn't work, I'll put them both in. And that should allow me to get 2 or 3 turns where he doesn't heal himself, which will allow me to kill him, because he's really close. I'm serious. I get him down to like 25%, but then he heals himself, and bam, he goes like back up over 50. And then I pop him back down to 25%, and bam, he heals himself right back up to 50. Over 50, and it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. And pretty soon it just whittles me down and I die, because he keeps raging. He's doing a little bit of damage. He doesn't do a lot of damage. The basic of his rage is healing himself. But when he's just constantly doing it, and so I need something to, it probably just once. If I can stop him once, I'll probably beat it, because it's really close to getting him down, which is what's so aggravating about the thing. I'm just like this close to beating, but then it just turns right around. So once I figure it out with one of these 2 characters, I should do it. Plus, taking Dangai Ichigo up to 6, that might do it in itself. Bringing him up to 6 stars might in itself do it. That's going to give him a huge damage increase, as well as, the strengthening. So yeah, it probably going to beat him with just doing that. But I just want to, better to be safe than sorry. So it's going to be another week or two before I get enough Omni Shards to do it. So while I'm doing that, I'm just focusing on Zommari. I'm not going to bring him all the way up to Prism Green 6. Not going to do that. The damage that Iroquois is putting out is not that. It's not a damage. You should be able to easily survive it. If you can take him out within 5 or 6 turns. I'm going like 9 or 10 turns before I start to die. So it's not a damage heavy stage. It's just a little winky that's made it horrible. So use something. So bring up a character with a stun, or if you want to bring up Zommari, I'm gonna get him. Once I get him to red 1 or 2, I'll probably give it a try and just see if it works. See if I can get past it and go on, because I'd like to start advancing forward into my actual levels, because I've got a lot of the coins and stuff, and I've got a lot of mats. So prism mats too, because I'm getting those inside of chests and stuff, because I am to that story level, and I've completed the first couple stages, but I just can't get past the next stage. So, so that's where we're at. So that's what it's doing. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just bringing him up. It takes a little while to get it done, but I'll bring him up here probably in the next couple days. And once I get him up, maybe red 1, red 2, I'll give him a try, see if he survives enough to perform his little skill. Fix block healing on the target. Okay, so that's what I'm hoping. He'll block the guys healing and damage him. This should be enough to take me up. And if not, Aizen will stun him. So with that, I should be able to at least get a couple of turns where I can get a shot at him. That should pass it. And just it's just a little bit taking a little bit longer to advance through that story mode than I'd like to. But that's what it's what happens when they mismatch it. But yeah, a few people that I've talked to who managed to do it said that one of them said that he was actually high level. One of the guys, third highest, and he said he had to reorganize his team a little bit to get past that one, simply because of the fact that he was countering almost the same problem I did, in the fact that he couldn't quite overcome the fact that he was raging constantly and healing. His problem was the same as mine. He did not have anything that focused on a heal block or a stun in his team, but he already had Aizen almost maxed. I think he had his Aizen at like 6-star. So he just, and he had been using him on other stuff, because Guild Aizen's pretty good. The one that you get out of the squad, he's pretty good. He's got a really good skill set. I see him in a lot of teams. So he's definitely not a slouch character. It's not easy to get. I unfortunately had very bad luck at the beginning when I started the game, and those Aizen chests where I got to calling them no Aizen chests, because I was not getting a shard for him, virtually all. And then just today, I had been thinking about that as I was bringing up, and just today when I went into the squad, I remembered I've been thinking, oh, better do my squad pulls here, and I turn around and pull this. I pulled 1, 2, and were Aizen chest 3, and the last. This one was an Aizen chest. This was an Aizen. Got him immediately. These two needed a little bit of work. I ended up having to spend 30 Soul Jade, but I got them all. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. I don't know how common that happens, but that's the most I've never gotten that before. I've never even really gotten close to that before. Every now and then I'll have 1 or 2 filled up with these, and a lot of times I'll get, 3 and 4, but never have I got every single one of them. So that was just, and I was just laughing at myself, because I'd just been thinking about that, because I'd been thinking of ways to get past that story mode, and I said, well, Aizen's got a stun. What made me I remembered it because we just done the Karakirchan event, and he'd stunned a couple times. So yeah, it was. That's the different Aizen. That Aizen in Karakirchan doesn't stun you. He disorients you, but instead of attacking him, you attack your own team. So, similar quantification. It prevents you from attacking. It's not a stun though; it's a disorient, which is what Aizen, as you know, is known for inside of the game. So that's a little bit different in terms of that. But yeah, I was just thinking, wow, man, that's the first time. So. But yeah, I was really bad. I just got Aizen probably if you watch my videos, I think it was maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. It took me that long to get him because I'm serious. I wasn't getting the 5 hit very often, but at the 4 hit, you get a chest that might have a shard for him, and it was never pulling a shard for him. It's always for somebody else. That's why I got calling them no Aizen chest because I wasn't getting it. It was downright depressing. And then I finally, 3 or 4 months ago, I got him. You get him at 4 stars, so it's not something that needs to be what. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him up as a backup. I intended to bring him up from the beginning. I wanted to make him one of my main characters, just because he is, one of the main protagonists. He's going to have a very, very big role in the final 1,000-Year Blood War anime, which should be coming out here shortly. And we'll get to see him back in action. So that'll be interesting as well. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So remember the season pass, where it should be about 40 if you're doing everything every day. You just need to get to 50 to get that. It's another version of another Iroquois. But if their SSR characters, their kits are a little bit better than your base SSRs, but they're not as good as URs. So if you really want to benefit from these, you have to purchase the season pass. Okay, you're gonna have to purchase this. There's no other way around it. Okay, that'll get you the extra shards that you need, because there's no way to get shards for these characters once you get them. If you want to rail them up, you're going to have to use Omni shards, because they don't have any events where you can get shards for them. But you'll get his Omni shard, and you can, if you go all the way to the end, you can get his awakening item. So they pretty much give you everything they needed to make him potentially a pretty decent character. And they do have some really interesting skill sets. But you do have to purchase this. Otherwise, it's not instruction, because there's no other way to get the shards for them. But the extra shards help out, and the weapons. So because you can't get the weapons either. The weapons aren't in any of the chests. So, if you want to use this character, you have to purchase the season pass. It's just not going to be effective otherwise. But yeah, so that's where we're at for that. Treasure Child's still up. Like I say, just go through it. Just up on through it. I'm up to 9. It's still up for another 10 days. I just run through it straight, complete it, and then I'll go back through and try to get some of the chests, because you can get some really good rewards in these chests. One of them has an 300 enhancements pack. That's a lot of stuff. So it's very, 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 very useful. So just go through, try to beat it. You should be able to. They've had it like 4, maybe 5 times. I've beat it all times, but one. There was one set. I think it was the second time they did it, and the team, the final team right before the end of it, the maximum chest, was a team. I knew it was going to be tough because 4 of the characters were in my team, so I knew what I was facing. I was not quite able to beat it. I was really close, but I couldn't. But all the other times I've been able to clear it and get the rewards. So they do give you a lot of rewards, and you can pick and choose everything. So it's got a pretty nice setup. So that's going on for another 10 days, okay? It's December 8th, so, the Christmas event will be coming out. There is an update. I think they're running an update tonight, so tomorrow we'll probably see something new in terms of, events. I assume they'll have some stuff leading up to it. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty big one. This is going to be a chance. I'm hoping to get my hands on some stuff. I'm really close to completing what I need from the event shop. Okay, I want to get Ichigo's umbrella, and as you can see, I'm only 8 away, so I'm really close to doing it. I should, if the Christmas event gives away time tokens like all the events previous have, then I should be able to get it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do for this year's Christmas event. But yeah, so that's supposed to be coming. All right, so that's about all I got in terms of everything that's coming up. In terms of the story mode, I'll probably, like I say, I'll probably try to give it a try sometime next week. I want to get everybody up to Prism Blue 1 by the time the Christmas event rolls around. So that should be feasible. I just got to get past that particular story stage. Some of the guys said once you get past it, there's nothing gimmicky after that. It's pretty much just a standard story mode. In terms of there's nothing surprising, needless to say. So we'll just have to see if we can get past that. So I'm not going to bring him all the way up. Like I said, I'll just probably bring him up to Red 1. Give him a try. If he doesn't help, then I'll bring him up to Red 1, Aizen, and I'll give him a try. and with both of them in there if I have to, and see if I can take it down. Because as I said, damage is really not that much of an issue at this point. I do die, but it's just because he does very little damage on the rage. It's just the heal. He's healing himself from just way too much. But yeah, so yeah, I'll show some videos when I do give it a try to see what happens. All right. So again, thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Also, remember to like and share the video, as it does help the channel immensely. All right. And as a reminder, I do have playlists now for Destiny Child and Soul Land. I know a few of you have been asking for playlists on those, so I do have playlists created for those now. So all of the content on my channel, each one of the games and stuff that I'm playing, do have playlists, so you can start watching them from the beginning if you want to, if you pick up one of the games. And I've covered most of them from close to their inception, so you should be able to get some information out of them. All right, so again, Kid Mirror, thanks a lot for watching. Signing out.